Today, I want to talk to you about Netflix and chill. Probably not the way you're thinking. I'm talking about coming into our clinic, picking your favorite Netflix show, getting cozy, and literally chilling while we freeze away those stubborn fat pockets with Cool Sculpting. You bring the show, we'll bring the chill. And don't worry, we're covering everything you need to know about Cool Sculpting, what it does, and how you can get a head start on those summer body goals. So let's dive in and get cool in more ways than one. Welcome to the Zen Regen podcast here on YouTube. I'm your host, Megan Sharp, and I'm so glad you're here. This show is your go-to space for the latest breakthroughs in health, wellness, and aesthetics. From red light therapy to longevity medicine, we cover it all with one goal: to help you feel, look, and live your absolute best. Make sure to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready to dive deeper and work with our team, head to zenregen.com. Now let's get into today's episode. So I think it's important for us to talk about exactly what Cool Sculpting is and what areas we can actually treat. Cool Sculpting uses a process called cryolipolysis. It's where controlled cooling takes place. It targets and destroys fat cells without damaging the surrounding tissues. So while you might be thinking, why don't I just put a bunch of ice packs on my stubborn fat pockets at home? I don't recommend doing that. Cool Sculpting is actually FDA cleared for 9 specific areas, and we can use it on the jawline. So underneath your chin here, where you have a little buildup, a little extra adipose, your upper arms, back fat, bra fat, your love handles or those flanks, you're also known as your muffin top, your abdomen, your thighs, and the area under the buttocks known as the banana roll. Nobody likes that little bulge there. These are some of the most common spots where fat seems to hold on, no matter how good your diet is or what your exercise routine looks like. And Cool Sculpting provides a non-invasive way to sculpt these areas and achieve a more contoured look. So there's 2 different types of Cool Sculpting devices. We used to have the older model, but now at Zen Regen, we have the Cool Sculpting Elite. It's super effective and efficient. Each treatment or session takes anywhere between 35 to 75 minutes per area. The full session can last anywhere between 1 to 3 hours, depending on how many areas we're treating and what hand pieces we're using. The average cost is around $3,500, but it varies based on individual goals and the number of areas that we're treating. This makes Cool Sculpting a more affordable option than traditional liposuction or, the more surgical options. When you come into Zen, we make you feel as comfortable as possible. So I'll walk you through just what the process looks like so that you have a better idea of what to expect when you come in. Once you get there, we're going to do photos. We're going to go through everything with you, talk to you about your goals. The provider will start taking the before photos and document your progress. So we always check your weight so that we can hold you accountable. It also helps track changes over time so that you can see where the treatment has had the most impact. Next, your provider will outline the treatment area and apply a gel pad to create a protective barrier between the applicator and your skin. So again, this is why you're not just going to put ice packs on the area that you want treated, because you can actually create frostbite and damage the surrounding tissue. Once the applicator is placed, you're going to feel a light vacuum suction. And no, you can't just take the vacuum at home and put it on that area either. Once the vacuum sucks in the excess adipose, you're going to feel an intense cold. Now, I've had this done, and I can tell you that the cooling sensation lasts about 10 minutes, and then eventually it becomes numb. Just like if you're icing after an injury, that really cold feeling does subside and that area goes numb. This is all part of the process. It's very normal, so no need to panic. Everyone has a different level of sensitivity or pain threshold. I typically tend to have a really high pain threshold. However, the sensation was a little bit weird to me in the beginning, the very first time I ever did it. I'm not sure if it's just because I didn't know what to expect or the fact that I absolutely hate being cold. But either way, it did take me a minute to really get into a mental space where I was comfortable. And then after that, I was able to catch up on emails, just kind of relax and, enjoy the rest of the process after that. Once the treatment's done, we remove the applicator and the gel pad, and then we give you a nice deep massage. I will tell you, I love a nice deep tissue massage, but I absolutely dreaded these 2 minutes. It was uncomfortable for me, but it helps break up the fat cells and enhance your results. I'm sure it probably depends on where you're being treated and the sensitivity. Mine was on my inner thighs, so the really deep massage was not as comfortable as I would have liked it to be, but I knew that it was all part of the process and necessary for the great results that I was about to achieve. So you're probably thinking, well, what happens to those fat cells once they're frozen? And the simple answer is that they crystallize and die. So over the following weeks, your body's natural process is gradually going to clear them out through your lymphatic system, and then it reduces the volume and the treated area. We always tell our patients that you're gonna probably receive about 20 to 25% reduction in that treated area per session. This is why the results appear gradual and look natural. So you have to think your body's natural system has to flush out those dead fat cells. And then once the swelling goes down, you're going to start to see the reduction in the volume. At Zen, we're really big on accountability because again, what we do in the clinic is only part of the result that you're going to receive. So we take progress tracking to the next level by incorporating something called a shape scale. It's a 3D body scan that allows us to monitor your fat loss versus muscle retention. We also use this in our medical weight loss program and for various other things at Zen. The scan's super cool. It provides you with a 360-degree view, tracking even the smallest changes to give you a detailed picture of your progress and areas for improvement. Before we started using shape scale, we just used regular photos, which is fine because if you're going to lose significant amounts, you're going to see a change. But when you're looking at smaller areas, say like, your armpit fat or even your inner thighs is sometimes really hard to notice a change. The shape scale gives our patients a data-driven, comprehensive view of the results over time. Cool sculpting may be a non-surgical option, but the provider's expertise is seriously crucial for safe and effective results. So a skilled provider understands the anatomy and precision needed to place the applicators correctly. This ensures even better results and reduced risks. With their knowledge, you're going to get a more customized approach that's tailored to your unique body because your body is going to be shaped differently than my body, and I'm going to have bulges in areas that you may not. Also, if they don't know what they're doing, we're going to increase the likelihood of any potential side effect that you may receive from this treatment. If you go to somebody that knows what they're doing, you're going to increase the likelihood of a balanced and satisfied outcome. The reason for that is because they know where to place the applicators to really maximize that benefit. You do want a little bit of an overlap, but not so significant that it's going to create more lipolysis in a certain area. And you don't want a lack of overlap because then you're going to have a weird ledge there. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel like the winter months are where we get our body summer ready. So a lot of people like to think that, well, the weather is cooler, I'm going to lounge in my sweats and nobody actually sees the contour of my body. But the truth is what you do right now is going to impact you in those summer months. So your diet, your exercise, and even your treatments like your body contouring, like Cool Sculpting, for example, this is the perfect time to start. Again, you're not going to see results immediately, so start now. It might feel counterintuitive. After all, who wants to think about freezing when it's already chilly outside, right? But this timing is actually perfect. If you start now, you're setting yourself up to see those changes by the time summer arrives. Plus, you'll be getting a head start and you can avoid the rush of the last minute appointments that everybody else is wanting to do right before summer starts. One of the questions we get asked a lot is, does it really work for fat reduction and is it permanent? Cool Sculpting does provide permanent fat reduction in the areas that we treat, but that doesn't mean that it's a free pass to skip the gym and go eat whatever you want. While the treated fat cells are gone for good, there are still remaining fat cells in that area that expand expand and contract depending on your weight. This is why Cool Sculpting really is designed for the individual that is already at their ideal weight and just has that stubborn pocket of fat that they can't get rid of. We always suggest a BMI of under 30. And if you're not at that point yet, that's okay. We have providers that can help you with your diet or your exercise routine. It might even be something where we need to check your hormones. And again, this is why it's so important to go to a clinic that really has a holistic approach to your overall goals, because we can help you achieve them. Cool Sculpting truly does work best when it's part of a healthy lifestyle. So by maintaining a balanced diet and regular exercise, you can enjoy the benefits long term. Let's talk about what you can expect after your treatment is over. For me, I did experience a little bruising, not externally, but it certainly was very sensitive to touch for the first few days. That's completely normal. You're going to want to continue to massage that area to help reduce any of the buildup in there. So it can start to harden over time. You really want to make sure that you continue to massage that to help reduce that hardened swelling. As always, the best place to start is with a comprehensive consultation, no matter where you go. I always encourage people to go to a couple of different places to make sure that whoever it is that they choose is going to be somebody that they feel comfortable and confident with. That's important for any cosmetic service that you have done. It's also okay to ask your provider what their credentials are. What kind of training have they had? And in fact, I strongly encourage that. So if you're looking for a non-surgical, quick way to reduce that stubborn fat pocket, Cool Sculpting might be the right approach for you. I hope this dive into Cool Sculpting has given you some clarity and motivation to take that next step toward achieving your body goals. Remember, the journey to more confident you starts with a single decision. So why wait? Schedule a consultation and let's start planning how you can conquer those stubborn areas once and for all. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thanks again for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week.